was ready for a garden walkthrough. Oh my goodness, it is such a beautiful morning. It's warm, so that's why I'm glowing. it's, it's warm already. We're already in the 70s, but it is beautiful out here. The day started so interestingly because it was completely covered with fog, everything. Like I came out and I got a little clip of it because it just looked so cool. I'm like, oh my goodness. So, loved the foggy morning, and now I'm here for a garden walkthrough. I also want to answer some of you guys' questions about irrigation, and then any other questions that you have for me. I'm here for you. And so many of you said that you really wanted to get a better understanding of irrigation because you have irrigation intimidation just like I did. Like it was so real. Like it crippled me for a year because, and we had it because this really, really great sweet guy sent our family irrigation last year, and we looked at that was like, whoa. Like, I don't know what it is. We just didn't want to do it wrong. I thought it was going to be very involved as far as understanding how everything went, and I learned that's not the case at all. Good morning from Springfield, Ohio. Very, very cool. How is the weather this morning? Good morning, passing by. I'm so happy that you passed by this morning. So, yes, I want to just do a quick garden walkthrough just to kind of show you guys how it's going. So many of you commented last time and said you would love for me to go live and you would love a weekly garden tour. So I guess it's kind of like 2 weekly garden tours if I do a garden walk through every time. I don't know if I'll do a garden walkthrough every time. We'll just play that part by ear. But I will definitely post a weekly garden tour. I'm so happy so many of you just want to travel along with me on this journey and watch the garden grow. Like that makes my heart so happy. Good morning. Yes, I'm so happy that you're able to catch me. Oh, you're so sweet. Arkansas. So is it still cold over there? I'm trying to figure this out. I'm actually originally from Missouri, and so growing up it was freezing cold. We walked to the bus and with snow and all the things, and they didn't really cancel school. Here in South Carolina, it's so crazy. If there is even the hint that some weather is going to be bad, they cancel everything. Like everything is canceled. And so it's such a difference for sure. Good morning, all of you beautiful people. It's not, oh, it's in the 60s. That's nice. That is really, really nice. Beautiful weather, especially when you're coming from such freezing cold temps. I know 60 probably feels like it's summertime, or at least a very nice beautiful spring day. If it dropped to 60 here, we would probably all be like in our coats and all the things because we're hot. So you see the sparkle. I'm going to try not to keep wiping it all away. It's very muggy out here. But beautiful though. I'm just really grateful for the new season and everything that this brings. I'm grateful that we do have some cold weather so that we can get a break from the humidity and the heat. 80 today in New York. What? Like, what is even happening in the world? Philadelphia. Oh my goodness. Hey, neighbor from Georgia. Oh my goodness. Yes. So in Georgia, I know our temps are similar because I have a friend and she's in Georgia, and our temperatures are pretty much the same. Oh my goodness. That's so sweet. Oh my goodness, you built the TP trellis. That makes me so happy. It's so cool now, right? It is just so awesome. I absolutely love it. I'm standing actually right in front of it. I think that this is going to be so cool, like just to have everything growing. And I feel like things are growing slow on it too. I think it's because I'm anticipating it being completely filled with cucumber leaves and all the things. I think I also put a zucchini over here the other day because I was trying to find places for all of those plants that I had, trying to stick them in new places. I did replant some cucumber because I was wondering if they got stunted, because they did have some burn damage on them when I planted them out. And so I don't know if the heat just stunted them to the point where they were just going to always grow slow. So I did replant those. And so, good morning, Toronto. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Like, I think it would be so cool to visit Canada. That would be really, really awesome. Alabama, what's up? Oh my goodness, and I know y'all warm over there in Alabama. So warm. That's so good. The earliest you've ever put out plants. I believe you because these are some record temps. Like here, we're used to it, but in cold places, I'm so surprised. But I'm so happy for you. Oh my goodness, it's going to be 85 in Philly today. Wow, that is hot. I don't even know. Like, I think it's going to be 86. Oh, you know what? I think it's going to be 90 today. And that's why it started off so warm this morning. And with all that fog, it was so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I won't be a chatterbox too much because we've got to get through this video. I want to start because I didn't show you guys. I actually planted like 6 stalks of corn. I've not planted corn. Well, I did one year up in the front of the house and it didn't really work out. But I did plant some corn and I'm excited about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around so you guys could see. And then this is the other thing. Okay, so do you guys like this better or do you guys like it better? Oh no, I can't. I can't. I tried to change the orientation, but once we started, so now I know I either have to start this way or I have to start the other way. Okay. So I did plant some corn and I'm excited about this corn because it's going to be so beautiful in the middle of this area right here. So what it is I have tomatoes planted on the perimeter of the fence and they're all looking like really, really good. Really, really good. I had onions and garlic over here. I did pull some of it still in the ground. But these tomatoes are looking really good. And I put them all along the fence. And then on this other side, I planted some pole beans. Some pole beans. And so, yeah, so we'll have corn in the middle. And we have pole beans all along the edge. And so I'm really excited about that. It's all fuzzy. What? Maybe I'm moving too fast. Is it better? Because I'm still trying to get used to this. Like, I'm actually holding the camera. I actually have to move really slowly. I hope it's not still fuzzy. I hope it like snaps back. Hey, oh my goodness. Canada, yes. Indiana, what's up? Oh my goodness. Okay, so everything over here is looking really good. I just finished talking about these cucumbers. These are the ones that were stunted, and you can see like they even tried to flower. But these are, I planted these at the same time and they're doing so well. And so I replanted more cucumbers in its place, but I didn't pull it out just in case it decides to get a growth spurt. I didn't want to pull it out. Oh my goodness, look at this beauty. Look at that. So exciting. I love, love, love seeing all these flowers opened up. That is so nice. So, am I all fuzzy or am I good? Thumbs up. Can you guys let me know? I don't know if it's just like the connection or what, but you let me know so that I can see what I can do. Yes, love it. Lots of cucumbers. I got a feeling I'll be pulling this carrot soon. It is really growing really beautifully. Okay, so peppers and all the things in these beds. We are going to also be talking about this irrigation. Today I'm going to do a walkthrough and then I'm going to show you all of the different pieces that I've used for irrigation. And so I just want to talk about this hose real quick. This is a 1/4, so it's a 1/4 inch hose, and this is a soaker hose, and I feel like This is my favorite. This was sent in the box with the irrigation stuff, and I did not see it at the store when I went back. And so we have this hose in the ground right now, and then I'll show you the other different types of hoses that we also have. But I love this because it's a soaker hose, and soaker hoses are really awesome. And so, yes, peppers growing. Oh my goodness. Yes. So many things to see. So many things to see. So everything over there is looking really, really good. I have tomatoes planted all along this fence line. Anywhere that there's a fence line, I want it there to be a plant because it's a trellis that's already there. And so I just use zip ties, zip tied it to the fence, and yeah, just kept it moving. I'm happy about how everything is looking so far. I recently showed you guys this bed, and I did put drip inside of here. So this is the other drip line, and this drip line right here has holes every 6 inches. So that's the difference. And just to break it down, 6 inches is really, really great. But think about whenever you have things that you have planted and you have to space them every 9 inches apart. If you're spacing every 9 inches apart, this is at every 6 inches. And so, yes, the water does spread, but I really prefer to know that the water is getting to the plant. And so, this is not the greatest, but this was the most inexpensive. And so, the 9 inch drip line was way more expensive than the 6 inch drip. So, in a place like this, it worked because I like to space these tomatoes are spaced like 1 foot apart, and so the 6 inches really works for that. You could tell don't have chickens. We actually did have chickens, and we actually will have chickens again soon because everything is ready. We secured our coop, so we had chickens. We had like 22 chickens, and they all got killed by raccoons. At the moment, we didn't know they were raccoons. It was our first experience with chickens, so we just thought they were killing each other. We thought the chickens was crazy, and come to find out, they weren't. There was an opening in the coop that we didn't realize, and so every night a raccoon was getting in there and just taking out one or two. And so we didn't realize, okay, we were learning. We did not realize it. It sounds so dumb. I know it sounds so dumb. Like, how did you not know? Listen, a couple of them chickens had looked really crazy. And so we were thinking, they were the last one standing. So we were thinking that they definitely were attacking other chickens until they got taken out, and we were like, oh, that's probably why they were so crazy, because every night they was watching those chickens get killed. And so you live and you learn. You live and you learn. And so we are going to get chickens in the next week or two. We already have friends who have them for us, so we are going to be getting laying chickens, and we're probably just going to get about 5 at a time. We're going to start with about 5 and see how it goes, and make sure that the coop is truly secure before we keep adding to our chicken number. And so, but they are actually going to be fenced in, because I had that problem whenever first year gardening, and those chickens would come to the fence. They would attack the tomatoes, they attack the watermelon, they would come to the front yard. And so I am going to just change. I'm going to change that this time, and we are going to fence them in. And so, because I'm like, these chickens can't be getting into the garden now. That's not what's up. So many flowers. I'm just so happy about it. We're going to have so much tomatoes that I don't know what we're going to do with all of them. We'll be practicing a whole lot of preservation for sure. Like, have so much practice with preservation this year, because we have so much that we're going to be able to preserve and give away as well. And y'all know I keep showing these beauties because I am so excited. Oh my goodness. This was, okay, so I was most excited about, I'm sorry to be wiggly. I was most excited about this indigo rose. And then, what do you know? Like, she started producing first. She felt the love. Oh my goodness. Yes, you've watched us transform this garden. It is such a huge difference. It is such a huge difference. Like, I just love that you know, because it didn't start here, and I didn't know it was going to, like, I didn't know we were going to be able to transform this space as quickly, or that I would have such a love that I do now. When I started off, I just wanted to see if I could grow stuff. And I really had an emphasis on the beauty of the garden, because I felt like if I only like could come out here and really enjoy what I was seeing, then I would absolutely love to garden. And that is true. That happened. And so I'm super, super grateful for this experience and this journey, because it will never change now. I'll always be a gardener. Like, always be a gardener at this point. Look at how much these things have grown, y'all. Isn't that wild? Oh my goodness. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, one of those trail cameras for the chickens. But since then, we actually watched the raccoons and the possums come in. They come in the yard at the same time every night. And so we're like, oh, okay. So now we know what to expect. Um, so many things to see in the garden. Oh my goodness. You see those tomatoes, right? Like, that is wild. One of the reasons why I'm happy that we did actually start tomatoes 10 weeks ahead of time is because now they're all producing flowers. They all have either flowers or started to produce fruit, or both. And so I didn't love having to worry about them so much, because listen, I had to care for these baby tomatoes. Let me tell you, in that greenhouse, it was so hot. I had to water every day and try to fertilize at least every 2 weeks, and just to make sure we were going to have healthy babies. And it worked, y'all. All of that work has definitely paid off, and I still have tomatoes that I'm trying to give away. I've given away so many tomatoes, and yet there are still so many tomatoes left to give. Yes, I'm so excited. And I've thought about it. I'm like, oh, maybe next year. Well, maybe next year. We'll see. But maybe next year I will start them a couple weeks later. Good morning. Good morning. Oh my goodness. From Georgia, from Houston. Y'all are coming through. Oh my goodness. Look at these. This is the cream sausage, and I'm so excited about that. I ordered those seeds from Botanical Interest, and when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, that's the cutest tomato. And I love the name of it. I think it's the names, they get me. So we have over 70 different varieties growing this year in the garden, and I don't even know how that happened, y'all. I don't even know how that happened. I had a couple different friends who are all growing tomatoes from seeds, and so we all just grew some varieties and we shared, which that's where it's at. Like, if you are really great, or you have space for a certain amount, if you have a friend who's a gardening friend, like, connect with them and see, like, you could grow this and I could grow this. Like, I really want to get into that next year, where it's just a lot less to take care of, but you're sharing and, being benefited in that way, where it's not all on you. And yeah, that's where our community comes in. And so if you find people in your area who are growing food, like, definitely connect with them to see how y'all can all share the love. Share the love, share the love. Okay, so we are going to be talking about irrigation. Once we get to the other part of the garden, I have the whole box with all of the irrigation sitting out so that you guys can see just kind of step by step. And if you have any questions, then you can ask me. Look how bushy this is. Like, I love it. Every single day I'm coming out here and the growth is so much. It's so much. And so I am absolutely loving it. And when I see that these marigolds are spent, like you see here, what I do, and I'm seeing some dropping, so I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to be screaming now on live. I can't edit that out. I just deadhead those. I just deadhead any kind of flowers, and that keeps the plant producing, and also keeps the garden looking really nice. Oh, these smell so good. Oh my goodness. Good morning from Missouri. Yes, the Show Me State. Look at these marigolds. Aren't they just so beautiful? I just love this variety. So beautiful. These are super tall. So here I am. I don't know if y'all can see that. This is like past like my midsection. Huge. I'm so happy to see all of the growth. I am going to be pruning these all up down to one stem so that they can breathe and we can have some airflow and it can be healthy. And that's what I do. I like come through and I pick it off and I make a pile that I have to then remember to come back and pick up. It's nice having the irrigation too because I'm not out here like just spraying all of these leaves. So I'm hoping for a healthier garden as well. Okay, so I won't just spend all the time pruning. I won't. Because it's so easy to do. What? 50 Cherokee purple tomatoes? That is awesome. Yeah, you decide to cut down. I think that that's going to happen like once we realize like, okay, this is how much food this produced for our family. This is how much we were able to preserve. This is how much we were able to give away and to see if it's all worth it. But I mean, like at some point, if you've already made this garden space to garden in, it's like, what would I do with all this space if I didn't plant 100 tomatoes? Joking, not joking. So lots of sunflowers. I cannot wait to see those beauties. So yes, all of these things are growing so beautifully. So let me know if I'm moving too fast because I don't want to move too fast. So these are cosmos. I'm so excited. I think it's going to look so whimsical all right here with all of the cosmos, and then the marigolds that we planted from seed. This is my first year planting these from seed and they all did so well. And I planted these in the soil blocks, which is also a first time thing. And I love that. So the seed cell, the starting trays from Epic Gardener and soil blocks, that's definitely about to be my all-time go-to because they produce the healthiest plants. And I absolutely love both processes, and so that is what I'm going to be doing going forward. And I only know that because I tried several different ways, and I really love those two ways for sure. Hey y'all, hey, good morning. I'm so happy that you are joining me in the garden this morning. Oh my goodness, good morning. We are just doing a garden walkthrough, and then I'm also going to be talking about some irrigation things and answering any questions that you guys have about that. So as I'm going through the garden, I just want to point out a few things that I'm going to refer to. One is this T attachment, and this is going to be our 1/2 inch tubing. So this is running all through the garden, and this is what you would consider as your main line, and everything attaches and kind of breaks off from that. And so, but I'll explain that in a more broken down way in just a minute. But yeah, so I ran that main line all the way up this fence, and then I ran a smaller line from that to put inside these grow bags. And it's looking pretty good. It's nice and wet. And I also have our grow bags or our whole irrigation on an automatic timer. So they get watered twice a day. I chose 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. And so I really wanted to get an early morning time where, the heat, it wouldn't be combating with the heat. And so I picked 6 a.m. and then 6 p.m. So we'll see how that works going forward and see how everything is growing. I do have a great man. Yes, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Did I get your email? I have to check that. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Hey y'all. Hey. Yes. Okay. So all of these beans have sprouted, and I'm like, oh, that's quite a bit. So that's just gonna be so many. And these are bush beans in the front. There's gonna be so many bush beans. I don't know. Did I plant too many bush beans? I don't know what I was thinking. And then I have one loofah and I think a cucumber because I was scared to kind of grow the loofah because I heard it could just explode in your garden and kind of go wild, and I was kind of nervous about that, but I decided to plant one. And then on this side, I planted melons so that they could hopefully grow out onto the wood chips. And so that is my hope as well. Speaking of wood chips, though, that's another thing I want to point out. Nothing in this area is covered, but as you can tell, hope this is not too fast, over here, everything is covered. So I covered it with wood chips. So I'm going to get another chip drop and then cover all of these lines with more wood chips so they aren't just exposed. I think it would be fine if it was exposed, but I'm gonna go ahead and just cover them because it's very wet over here too. And so I just think a thick layer of mulch is gonna be really good for this area. Look at those little baby. Oh my goodness, that is just the cutest thing. These are all dwarf tomatoes in these grow bags that's hanging on the fence. And I think they're so adorable. Oh my goodness, they're so adorable. Oh, this nasturtium is about to flower. This nasturtium is the Alaska mix. Oh my goodness, that's going to be so beautiful. Hey y'all, hey. It's so good to have you guys joining me in the garden today. I'm trying to do a quick garden walkthrough. These are the file cabinet planters and they are looking great. I feel like things grow so well in these file cabinet planters. Someone asked if it got really hot because it's metal, but they don't. Like, and it stays pretty moist. I don't have anything that really dries out in these boxes. And so if you're thinking about doing a file cabinet, definitely go for it. We use rust stop paint for this and sprayed these, 3 years ago, and it's still hanging in there. So if you find you some file cabinets, definitely give it a go. I feel like, so we bought these for $10. I found them at the Restore, one of my favorite stores. And they have held up for us. I wanted something that was going to look nice in the garden, but not cost too much. And so, probably between the paint, the primer, it was definitely less than $30 to make this box, not including the plants, y'all, and the soil. I get so many people who say, that didn't cost that because all those plants, and I get it, but if you go to the store, listen to me. Listen, I love y'all. If you go to the store and you buy a garden bed, it doesn't come with the soil in there. It doesn't come with the plants, you know? And so just think about that. Just think about that. Lots of sunflowers growing in here. Lots of peppers and basil and all of the things. Oh my goodness. So if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. Like, while we're doing this garden walkthrough, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna sit down in a minute and show you all of the irrigation pieces. So I was thinking about doing a video, but because I cannot do it immediately, I don't want you to not feel confident to start your irrigation. If you have all the pieces, several of you said you had all the pieces and you're just waiting for some encouragement and you just needed some questions answered. And so I don't want to hold you up because installing this is going to be a game changer for your garden. So this is that 1/2 inch main line. And so what it is, it's coming down and then I use the T. I'm going to be mentioning that again. And I brought this up and the T is so that it can continue going straight and it can break off, right? And then I used a elbow and elbow to just pull it over into the bed. And then I attach these little hoses to it. And so, and it's as simple as that. Like, I'm just blown away at how simple it truly is. And so, yes, do not be afraid. Don't be afraid. And I capped it off. Some of them I use these caps right here because in the box that was given to us had probably like 8 of these. But when I ran out, I didn't buy more of those. I used zip ties because those things are kind of pricey. Oh my goodness, y'all, look. I didn't even know. Y'all, look at this. Look at this pepper. What is it? Wait, let's see the tag because I actually have tags. It's a jalapeno, but I wonder if it's a lemon jalapeno. That is so cool. I didn't even know it's hiding in there. Look at you growing. Ah, I love it. Absolutely love it. I can't believe it. Yeah, there's like several, like in a minute, I'm going to have a whole basket full of peppers because even look at these. Oh, I don't want to like knock those pepper flowers off. We have so many teeny tiny little peppers that are trying to grow. Oh, here's another one. Oh, that's a banana pepper. So we got about like 5 peppers in this bed. And you know, at the beginning, you so excited. You like, well, I mean, I'm always excited, but it is so exciting because you're like, oh my goodness, look, you're growing and you're producing food. And, you know, it's like all new again. It's new and it's fun and it's exciting. And you're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be eating food that I just grew like really soon. And so, I mean, with what the peppers I see right now, I could do an 8 ounce jar of those sweet and spicy pickled peppers, y'all, because those is still about to be in our refrigerator all the time. Like, that's why I wanted to grow so many peppers as well, because we absolutely love that. Oh my goodness, absolutely love it. So everything is growing really great. Let's look at these strawberries. Strawberries look good. None of them look too dry and crispy. This one has a little, some dots, but it has multiple of these coming out. So I'm just gonna take off that leaf. But yes, looking good, looking good. And like I said, I put that drip line, stuck it right in this strawberry bed or basket. And then somebody mentioned rope for this. I think that's a great idea because I have some really thick twine. So I'm thinking I would go with that first since I already have it and just reinforce the basket handle. And so I think that that's what I'm going to go with. Looking good, melons and all the things. So definitely ask me any questions if you have any questions, y'all. Yay, peppers. Yes, come through. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me check. Yes. Man, watering is such a task. And I don't mind it. You know, it's just when things get busy and then our garden has grown like tremendously, I just want to make sure everything is watered deeply. And so, and like I said, the irrigation was gifted to us. I just didn't know what I was doing. And so I could have been saved myself so much worrying about the garden. So yeah, so this is a look. Can y'all even believe, is it blurry? Can y'all even believe how green it is out here? It is so green and so full. And I mean, we just planted out in April. And so at the beginning of April. And so my mind is just blown at 1 month. It's about to be 1 month. Oh, it is because it's May. Oh, y'all, my birthday's coming up. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. My birthday is May the 8th. And so it's always really fun for me this time of year because the garden is in full bloom and I get to celebrate and all the things. And so, yay! Okay, so I think this is it. I do want to show you this on the ground before I move on in regards to irrigation. So what's happened here is I have one main line that I'm going to show you. So this is the main line and it's coming straight from the water spigot. And so I'll show you where that's at. But what I did was I created 3 highways. That's what I called it, and that's what I did for myself. I'm like, okay, I have a main line and then I have 3 highways, like 1, 2, and then coming back here, I have one more that came off the line. And I ran one down this way to cover all of those beds. And then I ran the other 2 down this aisle for the middle and then for the right side. So I know that that makes sense. And then I just did some branches with all of those T's to go up the bed and in the bed. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And so, yeah, so I had the one highway and I'll show you exactly what that looks like at the hose. So I'm trying to make sure I'm not moving too fast, y'all. Okay, so this is what our setup looks like. This is an automatic water timer and it's really easy to set up. I didn't know it was going to be so easy, like it all, you know, but it was really easy. And I just picked this up, I think at Home Depot. And you pretty much just, with this one, you pretty much, if you have your start time, which mine is at 6 a.m., and then you have how long you want your irrigation to go for. And so I have an hour. I started with 240 minutes, y'all, and that was way too much time. The garden was flooding. So how often I have this repeating every 12 hours. And this is just if you want it off, and this is the automatic. And so it's all set when it's on automatic. And then what happens is if it's going to start raining, you can delay it however long you want. You just push this plus or minus or whatever the case. So this is the confusing part. Well, it was for me. When I looked at this, I was like, oh my goodness. So this comes in a kit, right? This is your backflow preventer. So this is so that water doesn't run back into your main line. And so, and then you have a pressure regulator so that it stays at like 25 psi. And then you have another little thing in there that has like a filter. And this is important, but it came with this automatic timer. And it's just an attachment so that this hose could fit right into here. Because this isn't a screw. And I'll show you what this hose looks like. But it isn't a screw. It just plugs right in there. And so this is really, really good. And it shows you the direction it's supposed to go. So super duper simple. Super duper duper simple. And I'm going to show you all those pieces that I talked about. But if you have any questions about that, definitely let me know. So you have some irrigation hoses that you attach to your rain barrel. Oh my goodness, I love that because we are going to be collecting rain as well. Okay, so the strawberries are grown in baskets. So if you, and there's a video, and I can put it in this description box, but it's like 3 videos ago where I showed how I put that together if you want to see that. So let's see if anybody has any questions. So what makes oh, you're asking somebody else that. May 3rd for you. Oh my goodness, that's Friday. That's tomorrow. Happy early birthday. That's so awesome. May 9th. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Yes, T's and elbows, exactly. And I will show you the package that I have and the different ones that you can get. I did find personally at Home Depot, it was way cheaper than Lowe's. And so at Home Depot, they had like the bulk pack for like $12, which at Lowe's, they had only individual attachments that were like $3 a piece. And I ended up getting both. Okay. Hey, y'all. Hey. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Good morning. Yes. The Backflow Regulator. Okay, so you can go online to your favorite online distributor and you could order a Backflow. You can order this and it's easy. It just attaches right to here, like everything goes in order. And so get your backflow regulator so that water doesn't go back into your main line, into your house. Or you can go to Lowe's and Home Depot. You can look there too. I just am ordering another one from Amazon because I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other side of our garden. But I'm going to use, so I need another one. I need this whole setup. And I was going to wait until I got it to do a video for you guys, but there were so many of you who are like, I have all the things, I just don't know what to do. So I figured this would be easier for me just to show you live, like, you know, how simple this is. And you don't have to, like, it's not as involved as I thought it was. I thought it was going to be way harder. And so I got this timer from Lowe's, but the one that I have coming next, oh, I actually am in between the one on Amazon or at Ace. We have an Ace Supply store. They have a really cool one. It's a timer, but it has these 4 attachments to it. So I'm kind of in between using that timer for all the attachments, or maybe just putting a separate timer for the other part of the garden. So I'm really just trying to work through that. But yay, yes, find that video so that you can see. Is the water filtered? So this water is not filtered. That's just coming because this is just our outside spigot. And so we have water in the house that's filtered, but this water is not filtered. So I am recording. Yes. Yes. Amazon is your place. If you're looking, if you have time to wait on it, definitely go to Amazon, order from Amazon, because even with the drip line, it's cheaper. So I have one coming that's gonna be 500 feet of drip, and it's by far so like the price difference doesn't even compare to Home Depot or Lowe's. And so yes, definitely. So here we are trying to move slow. Okay, so it looks like I did a like German smear on the floor in here in the greenhouse, but I didn't. That's DE because ants were like just trying to make so many ant piles. So what I did is I poured some on there and I swept it in all the cracks. And I'm gonna leave it like that for a little while, but it'll spray right away. It'll spray away, but I'm like, oh, that looks like I like did some kind of fancy thing to the floor, but I didn't, just in case anybody wanted to ask. Look at these beauties. Oh my goodness. And then when they start to look like this, since I'm not saving seeds just yet, I just deadhead them so that it's not, you know, it's not so crazy. And I just throw it in there. And so if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know. I'm going to go over here and show you guys all the pieces. Okay, so let's come right here. Is it blurry? Yeah, it is. So I still have more strawberries to plant because, as you know, I bought 250 of them. And I just kind of have them stuck everywhere. Here's a little one in a little container. So this is eucalyptus, and I've not planted it because I cannot find legit solid information on if this is a tree or not. It's a silver dollar eucalyptus, and I've seen mixed reviews about it. Like some people say it's a tree, some people say it's a small plant, and it depends on what it is where I plant it. And so I really need to know about that. All of these beans are growing so beautifully, y'all. Like I just absolutely love this view right here. I just think it's so beautiful. Um, just with all those beans, and they're already to the top. And so I don't know if they're just going to double over on themselves or what, but I just absolutely love this view from down here so much. Yes, so Drip Depot. Yes, I did see some things from Drip Depot. So definitely check out all of those places and compare the prices. But no matter where you go, the information that you need to know on the how will pretty much be the same. So I have lots of sweet potato slips that I need to put in some water. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you guys are growing your sweet potatoes, like the roots come from the bottom of the sweet potatoes and then it sends up shoots. I just think that that's so cool. But yeah, I need to pop all of these off and stick them in water. You can just put them in the ground, but you have to make sure that that soil stays very damp so that this can start to produce roots. Because if you don't, they'll just die. So I just prefer to grow the roots before I put them in the ground so that I don't have to worry about that. On this side, we have some more of those green beans that's growing up, and I just put some soil right there. It was like, okay, grow. Okay, y'all, the sun is starting to not be great, but I'm gonna see if I can't show you some of these things before I show you all of those irrigation pieces. I feel like I can never truly really capture how beautiful this is in here. Okay, let's see. Yes, strawberries, yes. So these sweet potatoes are in a container actually. They didn't grow above the ground. Sorry, I don't want to move too fast. They're in a container. I had them in the greenhouse, but it's just really hot in there. And so yeah, so it's just soil. Your sweet potato goes in there and you keep the soil nice and moist. The potato starts to develop roots and then sends up shoots. Sorry, it sends up shoots, and you just pick those off and stick them in some water, and then those shoots start to develop roots. And I'll show you that in just a second because I have some actually on the table over here that are filled with roots. Try to get out of the way. Y'all, look at this snapdragon. She's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I grew that from seed. And then the one that was all yellow, she's already actually spent, but this one is yellow and white, and I just am so fascinated by the beauty. So fascinated. I'm so glad you can see. Okay, so next time I will turn the camera because I didn't really realize that I had to do one, pick one or the other, and I tried to switch it and it didn't really work. Okay, so this bed is looking nice and full. These are my favorite right now. That's why I always show them in the videos because she's absolutely beautiful. I'm loving this pink color. And I love the calendula that has the white flowers like this. It's more of a cream, but so beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes, y'all. Do y'all see what I see? It is a dragonfly. Oh my goodness, this is gonna look so weird. But listen, I'm so happy to see a dragonfly because they eat those mosquitoes. Please live here. Stay. Stay here, please. So yes, everything is growing really, really beautifully over here. This mullein is, oh my goodness, so happy and beautiful. Definitely outgrowing the comfrey, which y'all, I'm still gonna move that comfrey. I really am gonna move it. The onions, oh, take a look at these onions. I'm so excited about it because I've never successfully grown onions. And so these are beautiful. I've recently fertilized them with some bone meal. And so I'm hoping that they're gonna have another really great growth spurt. Okay, I'm going to try to Well, first of all, let me show you this shed. Ooh, try not to move too fast. Okay, so there's a few things I want to tell you about this shed. So real quick, this is the sweet potato slips that we just stuck in water, and then this is what happens. It develops roots. Can you see that? It's very cool. It's such a cool thing. And this is my first year doing it, and I didn't realize it was so easy to do. Super straightforward and simple. Lots of things over here that we've grown from seed. All of these are those, the teddy bear sunflowers. And then we have lots of zinnias and sunflowers over here. Okay. So I tried to net up these potatoes because they were in the walkway. So they're looking a little bit droopy, but they are so tall. I just was like, I don't want to walk through this with all those vines on the ground because I just didn't want a snake to be under there. So let's talk about the greenhouse just really, really quickly. So I'm thinking I can refresh this door. That's what you see right here. I put a little stain on there to see if I could bring it back to life. And I can. So that's the difference. And I love that. I absolutely love that. This is what's going on in here. I cannot wait to design this whole space. I'm going to design it. Like, I want it to be so beautiful in here. And so Thomas did an absolutely incredible job. And I just want to do all of that justice. And so I'm still debating on what color to paint it. I really was thinking I was going to just stain it, but now I don't know. Now I don't know. So I have seen some ladybugs, so not as many because we don't have aphids. We don't have aphids. They took all the aphids and then they flew away, but I just wanted them to do their job. But I have seen some ladybugs still there, but not anything like the 750 that I purchased. And they stayed in that bed for a while, all those beds, and they ate and munched on all of those aphids. And when the buffet was done, they flew away. So hopefully they'll come back. They'll come back if needed. Thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. Okay, so let's talk about this irrigation. I wanted to be able to set up, and I'm gonna try, y'all. I'm gonna try to do this and not be too crazy. If you have any questions, definitely drop them down below. Definitely do it. I'm gonna try to put y'all inside of this tripod. See if I can do it without being too yes, it worked. It worked. Oh my goodness. What's up? Oh my goodness. So I'm even more like glistening right now because the sun is beating down. And I have my favorite sweater on. And I know you like, girl, didn't you already say it's like 80 degrees out there and you have a sweater? Yes, because what if the mosquitoes come? What if the mosquitoes come? Oh my goodness. Hey, y'all. Hey. Okay, so let me just show you a thing. So this tube, this is the 1/2-inch tube with the irrigation. So this is the main line. So this is what I made like my highway with. And then I branched off using this 1/4-inch smaller tube. And there's lots of different types of fourth inch. Like I told you, there's soaker hoses, and then there's also these hoses that have the hose already in it. And this one is 6 inches apart, but you can get them, they're 12 inches apart or 9 inches apart. And the difference is based off of your needs. And so if you have plants that are 6 inches apart or 12 inches apart, you could get the drip line that has that spacing. And so it's just according to what you need. Like I said, my favorite, if you guys missed that, is the soaker hose, and it's so good. Like, I didn't find it at the store though, and so um, we were actually sent our whole irrigation system from a really sweet garden friend online. He just saw our channel and was just so kind and sent us all the things. So that big hose, hoses like this, like several packs, all the little attachments. The only thing that I went and bought from the store were some tees and elbows, as well as the automatic watering system. And so there's all types of different lines. I would tell you right now, like this right here, I did not like it. This is a thick line. So it just depends on what you need, but you can run something like this from your main line up into a bed if you don't have enough. I did this. I ran this, and it's very stiff, and so I didn't really love it, but there's all types. Okay, so let me show you these. So at the end of all of those lines, I added this right here, which is a stake. And you just put it right in there like this, and then stick the stake in the ground. But the water still travels through it. And so I loved putting these at the base of the tomato plants. I thought that was really, really, to end the line, I put it at the base of the plants. So the only other thing that you really need is this. So let me show you what this is. In order to attach your 1/2 inch, like your pipe here, let me show you. So you have your 1/2 inch and your 1/4 inch right here. In order to connect these two together, you need this. Let me see if I can make sure to show you. Try to zoom it. This is what you need. It's a little attachment, and you poke a hole. You need this. This is the thing that you need to poke a hole in this 1/2 inch tubing. And so you poke the hole in this, right? And then you stick this inside that hole. You have to push it. Sometimes it's really hard. And so you push that in, and then you attach your small one to it. You caught that, right? I know you got it. And so yeah, so I use straight of these, but they have T's and they have elbows. Um, it's up to you. I just use straight, and put it in there and attach the hose and just ran it through the bed. So sometimes what I did was I have a hose like this, right? That's in my bed, and I poked like three holes in it, and I used 3 lines. But sometimes, especially when I started to run out of materials, I just poked one hole in it, and then I curved the line all through the bed. So you don't have to poke 3 holes. You don't have to have 3 straight lines. You can curve it, to save materials. And so that's what I did on some of the beds. Once I realized I didn't have to do 3 lines going down the bed, that's what I did, and it worked. Okay, so also let me show you a couple things. All right, so if you're going to the main store, so I got this. It's from Rainbird, but I got it from Home Depot, and it's the pack of teas. This whole pack was like $12. At Lowe's though, right? When I went in Lowe's and got the same type of pieces, they were like $2 or $3 a piece. These are easier. They are easier because with this, you're just sticking the hose right in there. With the other one, you're sticking the piece inside the hose. So you need a little bit of push. So if you have any type of arthritis or anything that's hard for you to use strength in your hands, you're gonna want to go with something like this, because this is so easy to put the hose in. The other one, you have to have strength. And so that's the difference. So this is an elbow. So you just need elbows and T's. This is what the elbow looks like with this. And let's see if I have an elbow. I literally used all the pieces, so I don't have any more, but What I do have is this right here. So this is what it looks like. And I bought this and this from Home Depot, and it was great. And I'm sure Amazon has that as well. And so let's see if you guys have any questions. The sun is beating down. All right, let's see. Yes, the bugs. It's so true. Oh, I love that. I should paint the shed and the color, a pop of color in my favorite flower. I should paint the shed in the color of my favorite flower to be a pop of color in the garden. I absolutely love that. So I was trying to avoid painting it black. So just because the our chicken coop is black and then the greenhouse is black, and I love that. But I definitely wanted it to be a statement piece and kind of stand out a little bit more. A lot of you guys mentioned yellow the last time I mentioned it, and I absolutely love yellow. It's actually like a yellow in between a yellow and an orange. It's like my favorite, like mustard yellow. But the thing is that yellow and wood, there's just no contrast. Like I tried to go over it again and again in my mind, and there's just not enough contrast in between those two colors to really make a statement. And so I'm not going to do it yellow. Although that would have been absolutely beautiful. If I wanted to paint the door a different color, then that gives me some options. But if I leave anything wood, it's just going to just look all like the same. So I need some contrast, y'all. Oh my goodness. So, anyway, I hope that my explanation of the irrigation, is helpful. Like I said, I am going to be irrigating this whole area. Right now, I have soaker hoses, y'all. And speaking of soaker hoses, I left the hose on last night, and I had to come out around 4:30 this morning when I remembered that I left the hoses on all night long so that I could turn those off. Let me turn away from the sun. I don't know how great you guys can see me, but oh, that might have made it worse. At this point, I don't even know. But yes, so right now I'm using soaker hoses in all of our flower beds, and I'll just show you that really, really quick. So this is the soaker hose that I have running through, and it touches all of our fruit trees, and it's also underneath all of this landscape fabric right here that we are growing flowers. So this is going to be our cut flower area, and things are really growing over here kind of slow, but it's because I just have one water line going all the way through, and I really should have more than one source of water going through all of these flowers. And so I'm definitely going to do it a little bit different, I think, next time. But lots of zinnias are growing. I cannot wait to see them all grow. These are all grown from seed, and as you can see, if you can see, they are popping up, and I think this area is going to be absolutely beautiful with all of those flowers popping up. And then I just popped some sunflowers right in the middle because this water line was already there. And so instead of wasting the water, I just put sunflowers in the way so that they could grow. And so I think it's going to turn out really, really, really great as far as this goes. But yeah, so all of this is soaker hose. I want to change it, and I want it to be drip irrigation because I know that's going to be so beneficial even for this area of the garden. Lots of zinnias are growing over here. This is a balsam, and I didn't realize it was going to be so beautiful, but it really is. Really, really is really beautiful. And so if you guys don't have any questions for me, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Thank you guys so much for joining me in the garden. Like, I really, really, really appreciate it. I can't wait to introduce you all to our chickens when we get them next week. I'm so excited about having chickens again. We do get a ton of farm fresh eggs because we have several friends who have farms, and they just have so many eggs that they are just so happy to get rid of. And so we do still get the benefit of having farm fresh eggs, but we do want our chickens again. And so we're really looking forward to having that again. thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that that was helpful as far as just trying to explain things as I was going along the way. I'm planning to come live on Thursdays, and so I hope that you guys will be able to join me again. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm so grateful that you decided to join me in the garden today. Thank you, and I will see you guys next time.